We're seeing choppy trading here on Wall Street for the equity averages. Given that the major event risk has already passed, we'll be taking a look at gold futures today. So joining me on the trading floor is David Williams of Strategic Gold Corporation. David, so glad to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Well, first and foremost, November was a great month for the equity markets as well as the US dollar, but it wasn't so great for gold. We did start out the year at a low point and we are well off those highs. So fundamentally, we have the Fed rate decision. So can you tell us where we are?
I think we've bounced off the lows. So we've had a very nice run this year, and then we came off the highs in November with the presidential election. It's been a bumpy ride for the last few weeks since then, but that's a function of equities doing so much better, interest rates going higher, and the dollar being so strong recently. And I think we've come to the end of, or we're getting to the end of that cycle.
And David, when we look at the chart for gold, I'm sure you've been paying attention to technical levels. So can you tell me whether or not we've already reached an inflection point and what levels you're watching?
We have 1175 on the in dollar terms for gold is an inflection level where we've been a bit below that. We got down to like 1168, but we've bounced off of that yesterday, and so and it's holding today. We're down at $3 today, but it rallied and holding tight. So I think we're okay in here. The next real test is going to be when the Fed decides on interest rates, and we'll see if it can hold this level. If it holds 1175, then I think we'll have a very nice beginning to the new year and into next year.
And David, you mentioned the all-important Fed meeting. Many of us have been awaiting that rate decision, and we'll finally get that on Wednesday, December 14th. But since we're in the month of December, the headlines are always talking about festivals as well as demand that raise the gold prices. So can you give us a little insight into those fundamentals?
Sure. Actually, those fundamentals have become very interesting recently because India has put a ban on cash. And so with their ban on cash, it has been a huge boost for the actual physical gold market in India as well as China. And so what we're seeing, and we're seeing a little bit of that here in the United States. So what we're seeing is actual prices of the metal in India are anywhere from $1,600 to $3,000 an ounce, which is far, far above where we're at here on the spot gold price. Here in the United States, our customers, we've actually seen an influx of actual buying of the metal. We deal in just the physical metal, and in that regard, we have our delivery dates have been extended out to a week and a half, 2 weeks, where we usually could get it within a day or whatever. So it's an interesting phenomenon between the paper markets and the physical markets, and the physical markets seem to be being stretched just because of what's happening globally.
Okay, David, well, thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for all your insight.
Thanks for having me.